For practice exercise 6.12 strip HTML tags, we need to write a method called stripHtmlTags that accepts a scanner representing an input file containing an HTML web page as its parameter. Then we need to read the file and print the file's text with all of the HTML tags removed. And a tag is any text between the characters angle bracket left and angle bracket right. And we are given an example right here, and the print line should be like this. So we need to write our code around this. So this is a method problem. We are going to start with a public static void, and then we'll call it stripHtmlTags, and we need a scanner as parameter. We'll call it file because it's going to be reading in this input file. We can have our brackets here, and now we can start working in our method. Well, since we know we have a file, we need to analyze every single line. We're going to have an outer while loop that will run as long as our file has next line. After we do this, we can close our loop and then come back inside of here. So we need to get this line. To get this line, we're going to store it in a string. We're going to say string, and we'll call it line and set it equal to file.nextLine. And then we need to analyze this line. So this one is a little bit different than the previous exercises. We're going to use substrings again. However, this is for exercise 6.11. We are going to be doing it in a different way. In 6.11, we were able to analyze the we would get the string just like we are getting in our problem currently. However, the way we're analyzing it here is that we are printing in our if-else statements. But in this code, we want to analyze our code. We want to analyze the line that we're given, all inside of our while loop and then our inner while loop, and then print out what we have afterwards. So we are going to need a while loop, and this while loop is going to run as long as we have these angle brackets. Because if we look like, let's say in line 3, even though we take care of this part, we still have this HTML tag here that we have to get rid of. So we're going to say that our loop will run while our line dot contains, and then in here we will have the string with our bracket, and since it's an HTML tag, it has to have an accompanying right angle bracket. So we can write and line.contains and then just flip this angle bracket. This way our loop is going to run as long as we have these brackets in it. Now we need to manipulate this string so that it no longer has the brackets in it. And once we break out of this while loop, we're just going to system.out.println, where we're going to print our string, which is line. So the easiest way to do this is to get these brackets every single time our code runs. So if we look at this, the first time our loop needs to run, we are going to get the first instance of these two. And then after we do that, we need the next instance. So we're going to use a int first to store our line.indexOf. And what line.indexOf does is it gets the very first instance of whatever we have in here. So what we're going to have in here is this. So this is going to be our first index that we're going to look at. We're going to say int first is equal to line.indexOf, and then we have our left angle bracket. Then we're going to have our int last. This is going to represent our last index, and it's going to be set equal to line.indexOf. And then in here, we will have a rightwards angle bracket. And so this way we know where to start and where to stop. We need an if-else statement. And in our if statement, we're going to say if our angle bracket starts here, we are just going to store the rest of this string after this angle bracket. So for this first line, it would just print out a space. This is a little bit tricky to do, so we'll start writing it out. We'll say if our line dot character at, and this is looking at the specific character at the 0th index. So this specific if statement is only if it's at the 0th index. If line.character at 0, and we'll say if this is equal, and we have to have single quotes here because we're specifically comparing this to a character, and single quotes represent a character. Line.character at, and then we're going to have this leftwards angle bracket is equal to this. We are going to be inside of our if statement here. And if we're inside of our if statement, we need to manipulate our line because again, we're going to print it out here. We don't need to worry about printing it in our if-else statements. So we're going to say that our line is equal to, and now we need to do the substring. So we're going to say line.substring. This is a method, and substring, a video that goes more in depth on it will be below. And the previous practice it problems are also great substring practice problems. So we're going to say line.substring, and we want to start this after the last index of this angle bracket. Because let's say we're looking at this third line. We have this first angle bracket here. We say, okay, our character at the 0th index is this. That means somewhere else in our code we're going to have this bracket. Once we hit this bracket, we want to print out everything afterwards. And we can see that we will still have an angle bracket here, which we will get to in a second. We just want to get rid of this first angle bracket to simplify our code, and then we can see if we need to change this if statement or if we can do some other code afterwards to make it simpler. So right now we're just dealing with this part right here. So we're saying if we have this angle bracket, we're saying our line.substring, and we want it to start after this second or this first rightwards angle bracket. So we're going to say line.substring, and then we're going to do last. That way it gets the index of this last angle bracket here. However, we know that for substrings, whatever we put here, it starts at this. So if we were to just put last in here, it would start at this index and include the angle bracket with the rest of this. So instead of just doing last, we want to do last plus 1. And then I'll move it to the next character and get the rest of this. Now we've taken care of this first part, if there's a first part. Now we notice that we have these, or we have another HTML tag right here. So we can have an else statement, because once this if statement is done, it's going to go into our while loop again, because we still contain these angle brackets. We still contain them, and we need to get rid of them. So we're going to have an else statement, and we're not really specifying in this else statement because we can't really say, well, if line.char at a specific location, because even if we specify it here, it's going to be at a different location here, and a different location here. It's just a mess if we try to specify it. So we're just going to, even though I usually like else if statements to specify really what you're doing, this is just an all-encompassing else statement. I zoomed out a little bit so we can use this line of text as our example. So the first time we run through this while loop, we are going to be in our if statement because our character at 0 is equal to this left angle bracket. We're going to basically get rid of this title part because in our if statement we're saying our line is equal to line.substring last plus 1. So our last is this angle bracket, and so we're going to get all of this and store it into our line now. Then we're going to be in our else statement because our line.character at 0 does not equal a angle bracket. So what we need to do is manipulate line because we're printing it out later here, and we need to manipulate it to only store this portion. If we were in this case, we would get it, if we were in this line, we would get it to only store this portion. So what we're going to do is say that our line, and we're going to use this line as a reference or an example. So we'll say line is equal to line.substring, and we're going to start at the 0th index because this is now our 0th index after we get rid of title, and we're going to run it until we hit first, because first is now going to store this angle bracket. So we're going to run it from 0 to first, and this is going to get this substring from here to here. If we end this line and we print it out, we can see that we haven't passed the tests, and if we look at this code, we can see the reason why we haven't passed it is that we are actually missing some parts in our code. the very cool blog page, and the awesome part. And if we go back up here, it's because they come after this last HTML tag. What we're going to do in here is actually add on to this line of code. So we have line.substring 0 and first. So this basically runs from, if we're going to look at this part, from, actually we need a new example because this is only one line and it works. We're going to look at this line. It runs it from 0 to these first indexed. Well, if we run this line again, or this code again, if we run it again, we're not going to have this anymore. And it's going to get a little messy. So what we can do is append to this line. We can make it more. We can say our line is equal to line.substring 0 to first. So in here, it'll store from this 0th index to here. So all this will be stored. And then we want to store this next part. So what we're going to do is we're going to append the line.substring, and in here we are going to have the last index right here. We're going to have last, which gets this last index. We're going to do +1, so it gets the next index, so it does not include the angle bracket. We're going to do last +1, and then we are just going to grab the rest of the string. Once we do this, we're just going to have as well as my very cool and then the HTML tag blog page. Since we still have this HTML tag, we're going to run back in our while loop and basically do the exact same thing, where we add to our line, or we make our line, the line.substring from 0 to first. So we're going to have all of this because this angle bracket is gone, and then we're going to print out blog page with it. If we submit this, this should submit correctly, and we have our working code. So substrings are a little bit tricky, but this is the code that'll give us the correct output for this problem, which is practice it exercise 6.12 strip HTML tags.